Hello, everyone. It is Tuesday, March 11th at 7:50 a.m. Hope everyone's doing okay. Last week I was unable to get a video in. I was trying my best, but wasn't able to. But I'm giving myself grace because it was a very hectic week. Anyway, the topic I was considering or thinking about discussing in this video, a few topics came up, and I just listened to a podcast by Jay Shetty, or was listening to it. I'm not done with it. And they were talking about something that actually triggered me to talk about a different topic. And this topic, I don't know if I've done a video on this one before, but it kind of is a very wide range one. So I think I may have discussed certain things about what I want to talk about today in one of those. But anyway, it's about happiness, and I think I have talked about happiness, but it's about happiness and health, how it correlates. And mainly I wanted to talk about health and self-care. And I know I've discussed self-care before, but I wanted to focus on health primarily. And it ties into happiness also. So it was being discussed that it seems that people are trying to chase, happiness, but some people say or think that happiness is success, but it's not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily go hand in hand. Because sometimes success is what society feels is success. It's not necessarily what you may feel is success or what will fulfill your happiness. So, by that being said, and this is a doctor that's on Jay Shetty's podcast, and I'm so bad with names, so I can't remember his name. But he was saying that sometimes, or that he has identified in his patients and just in life in general, that people that are the most, or the happiest, I should say, tend to be healthy and live longer and take better care of themselves. And if you think about it, it makes sense, because if you're happy and you're content and you're fulfilled, then you want to continue feeling this way, and you're on a high, so you're already happy about how your life is going. So why would you want to do something that can hinder that, or can hinder that happiness or that joy or that high that you're in? Because happiness is kind of a high, if you think about it, which is why a lot of people go into different types of utilize different types of things to make them happy, like drugs, alcohol, binge eating, stuff like that, because it's like immediate gratification, but then you have that fall. So back to the happiness and success. So there are many people that are extremely successful and are not happy. So that in itself is a clear example how happiness is not relied on success. He even said, or like Jay Shetty says, he was looking for who was the happiest person, and he found that in a monk. He saw that there was this monk that he met, and this monk changed his life, and this monk was the happiest person he ever met, and he wanted that. He was striving to learn, how do you become happy? Like, how is it that this monk is the happiest person? So he's not rich, he's not wealthy, he doesn't own things, he's selfless and he's giving, and he is the happiest person he ever met. So let's stop striving for this success that other people feel is success. And I wanted to add something to that, kind of step away from it a little bit, but a lot of times there are people that think that success looks a certain way. So if you see a person and they look a certain way, then that must be a successful person, or that person must be happy because they're successful. Or once I get to the level that that person's at, because they look that way and because they live that way and because they own those things and they're happy. So for example, sometimes you may see a disheveled person, such as myself, that I look right now. My hair's not done. I'm clean. I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I'm wearing clean clothes. I bathed, but I'm not done up. I don't have makeup on. I don't have a skincare routine. I don't have any of that. Doesn't mean that I'm better or worse than anyone else, but someone will look at me and be like, that's a walking mess over there. Like, what is wrong with her? And then some may say, well, she walks like that because she's lazy, or because she doesn't feel like doing it, or that's not a priority for her, or she doesn't care how she looks, or she doesn't care how people see her, or she doesn't have time, etc., etc. Many people that know me know, or I feel that I shouldn't say they know, because I don't know what people know or think of me, but I feel that I'm not a lazy person. But in my mind, the way I look does not represent who I am. It is a big influence, and I will never forget, my dad always says that, and used to say that to me, that he's like, you look so pale, you look like you're sick, put something on your face. Like, what are people gonna think when they look at you? And I would always tell him, like, I don't care what they think. Like, I know how I feel. Makeup bothers me. I start touching my face. It's annoying. It makes me break out. I suffer from rosacea. Like, just leave me alone. Let me be me. And I felt like he was trying to make me be someone I wasn't, and that was not going to make me happy. So, like, this is happy. This is me being happy. Right now, what I'm wearing, I'm comfortable. It allows me to do what I need to do. I'm going to go to work right now. So that is my happiness. That I'm in my tights, I'm in my sneakers, I'm in my t-shirt, and this is how I'm happy. I'm a bun, that's a disaster, but a bun or ponytail, whatever I have, this makes me happy. Then there are people that they won't dare leave their house looking like this, not because they're vain or they care what people, because it makes them feel good. That is their happiness, that they feel good. And I don't judge them. That is great. There are many times that I'm like, I wish I would take better care of myself, because, maybe I should look better. Maybe I do look like a hot mess, but I don't care if someone else feels that way. There are times that I do want to feel good and look good. And, if I'm going to an event, obviously I'm going to get my hair done, do my makeup, obviously. But for day to day, for every day, it's not necessary for me. Now, I used to work in a field in banking where I did have to get dressed in different clothes, that my hair had to be done. I couldn't look like a mess. So I did do it, but, I either washed my hair, left it curly, washed my hair, blow dried it. I never put makeup on because it just didn't. And that's it. And I went about my day. So it was what I did. Plus I had to fulfill that for my job requirements. I couldn't roll into, a bank and do an audit wearing what I'm wearing, looking how I'm looking. But anyway, so I'm not saying that my way is better or your way is better, or someone else's way is better, or vice versa. It's not, there are times when someone may walk out looking like this that normally would not. So there are a lot of components to why people look a certain way, act a certain way, care about certain things, and it's also how you're raised. I feel that I was raised that it was important the way you look, because my mom is one that will not leave the house without her hair done. She gets her hair not done, but like brushed. And mine was brushed. I'm not gonna say it wasn't, but it wasn't brushed to a way that it looks good, I should say. I don't know. This is comfortable. I'm comfortable. I don't want to be uncomfortable. I think if I would have brushed it more, tightened my, put mousse or gel or whatever, it would look better, but then I wouldn't be comfortable, because then it'd be hard, and I don't like that. Anyway, so my mom is a person that she gets her hair done every week. She gets her nails done frequently. She will go get massages. She does all these things. And don't get me wrong, I get massages. I get self-care. But that's just things that make me feel good. So I know I need a massage because I work out a lot and my muscles are tight, so I need to loosen them up. Or I have, like right now, I have a kink on my neck. And I didn't go to the gym this morning. And I was debating. I even left it in the hands of the Orange Theory app. And I said, if that time slot is open, I will go. If it's not, I won't. But I have a kink. And then I thought, you know what? Let me just listen to my body and not go today. I went yesterday. I can take a rest day, which is another thing. Like I push myself, and we're our worst critics. So we judge ourselves a lot. And here I am jumping all over the place. But I think everything correlates and everything goes hand in hand. So I know that I was going to be really happy after leaving Orange Theory today if I went. I said, you know what? I would feel so much better if I go, and maybe I should go, maybe I shouldn't go. I don't know. I'm going to feel guilty if I don't go because I know then the day will pass and I'm going to be like, I wish I would have gone. But then I just thought, you know what? Give yourself some grace, which was another video I did. Give yourself some grace. It is okay if you don't go. You can go on a walk later with your kids or one of your kids or whatever. You don't have to go to the gym every time, and you don't have to be so hard on yourself. And although you know going to the gym would make you happy or feel better later, you're good. You're doing good. You're doing right by yourself. So I didn't go, obviously. But I'm not knocking myself down for it, because that's something I would normally do. I would knock myself down and start criticizing myself. And why didn't you do that? Why did you, if you could have gone, you're sitting here, you would have been done with your workout already, etc., etc. But anyway, moving ahead, success. So if I would have gone to the gym, I would have felt like, oh, I was successful today because I went to the gym, and then that success brought me this happiness. So sometimes we see it that way, but then sometimes it's short-lived, because obviously I'm gonna be happy for today because I felt like I was successful today because I went to the gym. But then tomorrow it starts all over again. So I have to go to the gym tomorrow to feel that success again and that happiness. So we gotta stop that, because everyone's success looks different. It doesn't mean that I have to have what that other person has to be successful, or it doesn't mean that because I don't have what they have, I'm not happy. That's not how it is. I feel that I am a happy person, and I'm going back to what I started with happiness and success, and how it correlates, and if it's not the same thing, and how happy people tend to be healthier, because that's something I really want to talk about. A lot of people are not healthy because then they're depressed, and then they sit with a tub of ice cream, and this was mentioned in the podcast, because they're draining their sorrows, so being unhappy does guide you to do these unhealthy things, or make unhealthy choices, or do destructive things to ourselves, like take drugs, because the drug is gonna take you out of this funk of unhappiness, or eating that unhealthy food is gonna give you that satisfaction at the moment as you're eating it, but then you're gonna feel horrible afterwards because it's not gonna sit well with you. So happy people tend to make better choices for themselves because they want to stay in that realm. They want to stay happy. Not to say that you may have a slip up, and it may not be a slip up, you may want to treat yourself and have ice cream, or have a cake, or have a sweet, or have a meal that is unhealthy. But then after the fact, you're gonna feel it. Your body's gonna feel it. It happens to me when I'm let me treat myself because I did so well, and then I do treat myself, and then I'm like, oh, this feels horrible. But I'm finding that I stop myself. Like, I'll take a few bites and I'm like, okay, it tasted good, but I'm not gonna continue because then I'm gonna feel like crap later. So I did like that that doctor mentioned that comparison, because he said people get very caught up and confuse success with happiness, because and then it backfires on them, because then when they are successful and they are up there and they get all the monetary and things they wanted, or material things they wanted, and then they look and they're like, well, I'm still not happy. That wasn't what that's not what was making you happy, the material things. There's something else that makes you happy. So dig for it and fight for it, because a lot of times we allow society to let us dictate what we think happiness is. It's the best vacations, or the best, to have the best house, the best car, the best this, and it's not. What makes you happy? And one thing I thought about was, and I thought about that, what makes me happy? Like, what makes me happy? And I always asked my children that question when they were younger, and I'm kind of going very long, so I'm going to end it with this concept. When my kids were little, I always asked them, what makes you happy? And obviously when they're little, having a lot of toys, playing with my friends, going to the park, going on vacation, whatever they felt was making them happy. And I've asked them at different stages in their life, and I've seen that it has changed. But I do remember my eldest child, when he was little, and I asked him and he gave me his answer. He asked me right back. He said, Mom, what makes you happy? And I was a little taken back, because no one had ever asked me that question. But immediately I thought, and I answered him, what makes me happy is making others happy. When I see someone else happy, when I bring someone a smile, when, even just giving someone a compliment, and that changes their day or their mood, or, their facial expression, or anything, that makes me happy. Like, that truly makes me happy. And as time passed, it evolved and different. And I think I thought about it more, and I realized, or things occurred that I felt, oh wow, this is what makes me happy, and not one thing it doesn't have to be one thing that makes you happy, or fulfills you or whatever. There can be many things, but I realized that is my top thing: helping someone, making someone's day better, making someone's life better, making someone smile. That really brings me true happiness. And I realize also dancing brings me so much happiness. I feel like I'm floating. There are times that I start dancing and I feel like my spirit is out of my body and I'm watching myself be on cloud 9. It just makes me so happy. It's like an out-of-body experience. I don't know how to explain it, but just dancing makes me happy. So I realized, you know what? I'm going to do the things that make me happy. Helping people, bringing someone a smile. Like, I let me do that. Let me give someone a compliment, and it's not things that they don't deserve. There are times like I'll see someone, I'll be like, wow, you look really good. Like, your face looks great. You look great, or that outfit looks great on you, or wow, you made that speech and it really touched me. I really liked how you expressed yourself and articulated your feelings and emotions. Like, that meant a lot. Like, you're a really good speaker. Maybe you should consider being a public speaker, or whatever, and those are things that make people feel happy, and brings them joy. And sometimes I do it and I don't even realize it until the person tells me, wow, you just made my day. Or, wow, no one has ever said that to me, or that made me feel really good. So sometimes I do it without even knowing. So sometimes things that make us happy, we do without even realizing it. Sometimes I start dancing and I don't even realize it. I'm like, oh wow, I'm dancing. People are looking at me. I look weird. So things that make you happy really do come naturally. And sometimes you just do it without knowing. So continue doing it. Make sure you do it. And it does help you focus on yourself and your health, because you want to continue feeling that happiness, that joy, that fulfillment. So keep doing it and teach it. Pay it forward. Teach it to others. I know I ask my kids all the time, what makes you happy? Does dancing make you happy? Continue dancing. Does listening to music make you listen to music? Does reading make you read? You know, working out, does that make you happy? Work out. Eating healthy, does that make you happy? And it not only it makes you happy mentally, but physically. Um, so happiness, success doesn't mean the same thing. And it can mean multiple things. And it can mean whatever you want, not what society feels it means. So let's search for that happiness. And if it's more than one thing, great. You know, I hope you have many things that bring you happiness, because I do have many things. I just mentioned those two, but I have many things that make me happy, and I keep striving for them and working for them. And some may look at it as selfish, but I look at it as selfless and as helping and giving an example to my kids to do the same, and that it is okay. Doesn't mean you have to put everyone before you. Put you, and then you will be able to help everyone else reach their full potential and be happy and be successful. Because when you're happy, you're more positive, you move forward, and you're a better person for the world. So let's continue improving, helping ourselves and helping others. And let's make it a productive day. It was a little long. I apologize for that, but I think it was necessary. And I'll try to fit in another one this week, because I feel like I had a lot of topics I want to discuss, and I think I'm thinking of one right now that I was debating on discussing today or not. But anyway, let's make it a productive day. Hope everyone enjoying the sunny weather, and talk to you soon. All right? Thank you. Till next time.